Hello everyone, and thanks for watching my video. I wanted to let you guys know that we've created a Patreon. If you want to head over to www.patreon.com/Terahdra. We're working on accruing games that we already own on our prior Steam account in order to chase after achievements. A lot of the achievements that we're looking for we've already obtained on our Steam account, and we're going to make a second one in order to show you guys a how-to, step-by-step, every single achievement for City Skylines and for many other games that you guys may be interested in as well. If you want to find out more information about that, link is in the description. There are multiple tiers and there are incentives for my Twitch channel depending on which tier you support. It's not required, and if you don't want to, it's okay. But if you feel like sharing it with others, I would greatly appreciate it and would love the extra signal boost that it would create. With that being said, enjoy the rest of this video, and I hope to see you guys every Wednesday and Thursday for City Skylines content, KSP content, and sometimes throughout the week we've got special bonus content like we did last Friday, where I uploaded my Minecraft video of me and Professor and two others beating the Ender Dragon, and it was my first time doing it. If watching those kind of videos aren't your thing, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and always come back and check for more videos as they come up throughout the months. Every little bit goes a long way, and even coming by and showing just a little bit of support is what makes me continue to do what I do right now as a full-time job, which is a dream come true, and I would never ask for a better bunch of people than I have right now in my community. With that being said and out of the way, let's get started with today's video. Hello everyone, and welcome back into our weekly City Skylines tutorial series. Today's going to be a rather short video. I want to discuss the benefits and the downside to running grid style roads versus running regular curvy roads. We're going to get started here. We're going to pull up a map that we've already worked on in the past. That way we have an area to kind of build out. One thing I want to talk about is that the only real difference in the grand scheme of things versus grid-like and regular curved roads is personal aesthetic. There is one functional difference, and we're going to discuss that right now. Here we have an area where we can build some roads to show you what I'm talking about. If we go with a grid-style road, we can come out and follow these blue lines. If you notice, we have 100% coverage on these squares here. These squares are zonable tiles that you can use to put in buildings in your city, whether it be industrial, commercial, or residential buildings. Now here's the really neat thing about it. If you were to use a tool like the field tool or the marquee tool, you'll notice that the whole thing lights up. And the reason being is because all these boxes are technically connected. But the advantage that you get from this is that you get maximum sized housing. The maximum size of any building in this game is 4x4, and that is you're going to be your biggest building, your highest household capacity, your highest worker capacity, what have you, and in my opinion, the prettiest looking building. I can show you some examples around here of some buildings. This is a 2x2. This one is a 3x4. The actual 4x4 buildings are like this one right here. You can see they're more filled out, they're more pronounced. And these are going to be your larger buildings that hold more people. If I go here and check out this house holds 26 households. The one next to it, across the street, which is a 2x3, only holds 20. This one holds 25. This is all grid-like over here. Some of the buildings are kind of lacking because of the corners. It depends on if the roads are going uphill or not. Sometimes it fragments the section. I can show you in an area over here, for example. This is a fragmented section because of the hill and because the roads are slightly curved. And what this does is this breaks up the tiles, and it doesn't give you the most optimal way to build roads. It does add character to your city, though, because it has a nice sloping feel to it, and your buildings come out looking pretty good aesthetically. But a lot of people in my live stream and I've seen on the internet call grids very boring. Now, you could make a grid fun if you wanted to, but a lot of people like to go for this style of building. The downside to this style of building is not only do you have to worry about making your intersections clean, that way traffic can function, but your buildings are a lot smaller as well in the same area. So this house, for example, only has 12 households. This one's an actual 4x4, so it made it in. This is a 3x4 at 19. This is a 4x4, not max level yet, at 24. So your buildings are more hit and miss. There's a 3x4. Here's a 3x4. Here's a 2x2. Depending on how much you curve your road and where you put your road, you can actually hurt what kind of buildings you generate and what kind of houses you have, or commercial buildings or office buildings, because of the fact that you're bending and flexing these roads. There's nothing wrong with building that way, because those roads kind of dictate what buildings are going to be created. So it kind of goes with the package. But if you're trying to maximize and optimize your city, you want to try to go as straight and as uniform as possible. For example, we're going to be loading up a city that we're working on right now on our live stream that's kind of come to a grinding halt, but I can still show it off to you guys here in this YouTube video. We're trying to obtain the largest maximum population on a Twitch live stream without using mods. And with this current city build, I think we are around 300,000. I'll have to double check when it loads in and see what it looks like. What we are doing in this city, though, is we've utilized 100% grid style roads. Now, one would argue that that's a very boring way to lay out your city. And you can zoom out and you can see how everything's grid-like. But once I get in here and you start looking at the way it's laid out, it actually looks really, really awesome. It's got that very high metropolis feel to it, the very dense city. You can see the roads cutting straight through the entire city and every single intersection. And it gives it a uniform feeling, and it gives it a nice, fun look at different angles. You can look at it at any different angle, and it looks like a legitimate city. Now, these culture maximum size buildings, they're all pretty much 4x4 for the most part. There's a couple of stragglers that float around at 2x2s and 2x3s, but that's few and far between. And as we start to optimize the city more, we're going to be demoing those buildings to make room for more. We are at 309,000. We still got over half of a map to go. This is a fun little project we've been working on. The simulation speed, though, during streaming leaves a lot to be desired. Our days only run about 7-8 seconds a week. Let's see what it runs right now when we do a test looking at our city from afar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it runs a little faster when we're not streaming because we're on a one PC setup. But that's what I would say you want to do if you want to maximize your growth. You don't have to build that way. You can build however you want. Here's a city here that we built. This is Arid Mesa. Sometimes we like to take some maps off of the workshop and build nice eclectic cities with it. If any of you have created a map in the workshop, feel free to send it by and we'll build a city on it and feature it in our YouTube series here on the channel. This is actually a really good example of having the terrain kind of mess with your building size. Don't mind the map being blown out. This map was designed on an older version of cities, so we have to run a mod to actually fix the lighting. I don't have that mod turned on right now. So you can see through here we have the curved buildings, and you can see the smaller buildings. We have a 1x2 here. We have a 3x3 there. We have, this is a 4x4 that made it through. Over here on this end, you've got lots and lots of smaller buildings. There's a 2x3. There's a 2x2. There's a 1x1. Over here is a 2x2 and a 2x2. And you can see when the road curves, it kind of sandwiches it all together and makes the tiles work in different ways. It does add an aesthetic. It kind of makes it look like everybody was vying for position here at the intersection before they ran out of property. And then back behind them on the big sweeping parts of the roads, you've got the big high rises and the apartment living for people that want to be more metro style. But it is not 100% optimized like grids are. So I want to know what your opinion is about gridded intersections. Do you think it's boring? Do you think it's the optimal way of building a city? Let me know what you think in the comments. But thank you guys for checking out my City Skylines video this week. Be sure to tune in each and every Wednesday for more YouTube content when it comes to City Skylines. And come by our streams on Fridays and Saturday nights where we would be streaming City Skylines. In fact, if you're watching this video right now, this coming up Friday, we will be playing cities. And you're more than welcome to come in and hang out and say hi for the first time. That is it for me today, guys. I told you it was going to be a short video. Just wanted to come by and give you guys a heads up. If you saw the beginning of the video, we do have a live Patreon going on. I'm going to be creating a second Steam account, and we're going to be chasing after all the achievements here in City Skylines coming up in the new year. So if you've ever had problems with a certain achievement, this is the one place for you to come by and check everything out, because we're going to walk through each one of them one at a time and cover each one of them in a video for you. Thank you all for your time as always. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys soon. Goodbye.